Many people check their blood pressure at home today. It's simple, quick, and the devices are widely available. But there is one important detail that most people don't realize. Please subscribe to my channel. Small mistakes during the measurement can completely change the numbers you see on the screen. In fact, some common habits can raise the reading by 10, 20, or even more points. That means a perfectly normal blood pressure could suddenly appear higher than it really is. And when that happens, people may start worrying about a problem that may not actually exist. So today, I want to walk you through several common mistakes people make when checking their blood pressure. Once you know about them, it becomes much easier to get readings that truly reflect what your body is doing. Let's begin with the first one. The first mistake is placing the cuff over clothing. It may seem harmless to slide the cuff over a sleeve, especially if you're in a hurry. But the cuff is designed to measure pressure directly through the skin. When fabric sits between the cuff and your arm, it can affect how the pressure is detected. Even a thin shirt can slightly change the reading. In some cases, the numbers may appear noticeably higher than they actually are. The simple solution is to place the cuff directly on bare skin. Rolling up the sleeve or removing a layer takes only a moment, but helps the monitor work the way it was designed to. The second mistake involves the position of your arm. Your arm should be supported at about the same level as your heart. If the arm is hanging down by your side while the cuff is measuring, the monitor may show numbers that are higher than normal. A comfortable solution is to rest your arm on a table or armrest so that your elbow is supported. When the arm is relaxed and level with your chest, the reading tends to be much more reliable. The third mistake happens when the cuff is either too loose or too tight. When putting the cuff on, it should wrap around the arm firmly, but not excessively tight. A good rule many people use is that you should be able to slide 2 fingers between the cuff and your arm. If it's loose enough that you can slide an entire hand inside, the monitor may struggle to measure correctly. But if it's pulled extremely tight, it may push the reading higher than it should be. Finding that balanced fit makes a big difference. Another detail that often gets overlooked is the position of the cuff itself. Most cuffs include a small mark that indicates where the artery should be. This mark should be placed along the inside of the arm where the main artery runs. Aligning the cuff correctly helps the device detect the pulse more accurately. Now let's talk about the fourth mistake, and this one is extremely common. Not resting before the measurement. Blood pressure is meant to be measured when the body is calm and relaxed. If you check it immediately after climbing stairs, rushing to an appointment, or dealing with stress, the numbers will naturally be higher. That's simply how the body works. For a more accurate reading, it's helpful to sit quietly for about 5 to 10 minutes before taking the measurement. During that time, slow breathing and a relaxed posture allow your circulation to settle. The next mistake may surprise you. Having a full bladder. When the body feels the need to use the restroom, it can activate the nervous system in a way that slightly raises blood pressure. The difference may not seem dramatic, but it can be enough to influence the reading. For that reason, it's generally a good idea to empty your bladder before measuring your blood pressure. The sixth mistake is crossing your legs. Many people sit this way without thinking. However, crossing the legs can place subtle pressure on the blood vessels and may cause the reading to increase slightly. A better position is sitting upright with both feet flat on the floor and the back supported by a chair. The seventh mistake involves caffeine. Drinks such as coffee, strong tea, or certain energy beverages can temporarily raise blood pressure. This effect usually begins about 20 minutes after drinking them and may last for a while. If you plan to measure your blood pressure or visit a clinic for a check, it may help to avoid caffeinated drinks for a few hours beforehand. The eighth mistake is switching arms each time you measure. Consistency is important. Blood pressure can naturally vary a little between the left and right arms. If you measure one day on the left and another day on the right, it becomes difficult to compare the results. Choosing one arm and using it consistently helps create more reliable tracking over time. The ninth mistake involves using wrist monitors. These devices can be convenient, and they may give a general idea of your blood pressure. However, Measurements taken from the upper arm are usually more accurate because the artery there is larger and easier for the device to detect. If possible, a standard upper arm monitor tends to provide the most dependable readings. The 10th mistake is talking during the test. It's very common for people to chat while the cuff is inflating, but speaking activates muscles and slightly stimulates the nervous system, which can affect the numbers. During the measurement, it's best to remain quiet and relaxed until the device finishes. Finally, the 11th mistake is relying on a single reading. Blood pressure naturally changes throughout the day. It can be different in the morning, afternoon, evening, or after meals. Because of this, one measurement alone rarely tells the full story. A better approach is to take several readings over time and look at the overall pattern. When measurements are taken at different times of day and averaged together, they provide a clearer picture of how your circulation is behaving. Learning to measure your blood pressure properly is a valuable habit. When done carefully, it gives you helpful information about your health and allows you to notice changes early. And sometimes, simply correcting a few small mistakes is all it takes to see numbers that better reflect your true resting blood pressure.